So in this video, we're going to cover a couple of different areas. One is the UI for the data transformation engine, and the second component is the underlying technology. Right, so let's start with the technology and we'll work into the UI. So DTE is a Java engine, right? Only requires an environment to be able to support a Java virtual machine to run it. So it, in a very real sense, is technology agnostic. So it can run in any environment, whether that's on-prem, cloud, private cloud, hybrid, etc. Right? So it can be on AWS, or it can run on Azure, or it can run on Google. It really doesn't matter. And that was one of the core tenets from the outset when we built it, right? So we didn't want anybody to have to be tied to a particular environment. And that extends out to even things like processing, right? So we don't decide what processing agent you want to use. You could use MuleSoft, you could use Hours of Course, you could use Azure. It really doesn't matter, right? And in that way, we've really disconnected ourselves from being bound to the whims of any particular technology front. And also, it's a way of future-proofing what we've done in terms of building the core product. So when the next shiny object comes out that people want to run on, we're in a good place to be able to support that. So the second piece, of course, getting into the UI. The other core tenet was we wanted this system to provide a more collaborative environment such that, non-technical and technical folks could benefit from using it. We feel in that way it spurs greater participation in the overall process of getting good data products, which ultimately is the secret sauce in creating good integrations that are meaningful, right? So in looking at the interface, you have 4 discrete areas, and it's very, it's a role-driven. Additionally, it supports single sign-on. Now we're looking at this in a particular demo database for illustrative purposes only, but we've carved it out into areas that include building and testing. So think of the more technical people that are coming in and actually creating the mappings between source data and target elements, right? A control center, those that are required to actually monitor the health of the pipelines or flows, setting security preferences or user accounts, etc. Executing flows, so folks that also involved in the testing process, but may have access to turn off and turn on integrations as required, or run integrations on demand, right? So I want the latest and greatest data for this particular report. I can go ahead and execute a flow from here. And then in reprocessing, right? Reprocessing combines a couple of different elements. It includes actual real-time data on down to the field level on errors, and triaged with the logic behind what's causing the error. Okay, in a very real sense, we're maintaining a shadow master data file. So, for example, if you have a store numbers that aren't valid in a sales integration, we can highlight that and then flag it for the appropriate person to come in and take care of it. So you can route these errors to the folks that are responsible for fixing them, right? With a complete audit trail who changed what, when they changed it. And in the next video, we'll take a deeper dive into mapping sheets and the hierarchy of the system.